Meet Dave. He is spending his Tuesday evening indoors, sweating, groaning, and repeatedly moving pieces of heavy metal up and down. To an outsider, it looks like a bizarre form of punishment, but Dave is actually paying good money to be here. Modern fitness culture has evolved into a complex, performative ecosystem. We chug neon-colored supplements, pose for mirror selfies, and strap ourselves into machines that look more like an advanced geometry test than a natural human movement. We've quarantined physical exertion into a specific, dreaded hour of our schedule. It has become a frustrating chore we have to check off a list, completely isolated from the rest of our daily lives. Compare Dave to our ancient ancestor, Greg. 200,000 years ago, physical exertion was a high-stakes requirement for staying alive. You moved fast, or you became a snack. Greg doesn't own a smartwatch, and he definitely isn't tracking his heart rate zones. His body is a biological engine built for acquiring calories and avoiding being turned into one. A glitch in space and time dropping Greg into Dave's local fitness center would reveal a total disconnect in motivation, far beyond the weirdness of the fluorescent lights and protein shakers. Greg sprints through the forest to guarantee he sees tomorrow. Dave jogs on a rubber belt because he spent the last 10 hours sitting perfectly still in a padded chair. Through Greg's eyes, a modern gym operates exactly like a torture chamber. People are running desperately on belts that go nowhere and lifting heavy iron plates only to put them right back down on the floor. The financial model makes even less sense. Dave pays a monthly subscription fee for the privilege of simulating physical labor indoors, while the wilderness outside is completely full of free heavy rocks. This photograph highlights exactly how weird our relationship with simulated labor really is. Early exercise machines were crude mechanical contraptions, often modeled after treadwheels used to penalize prisoners. If an ancient hunter-gatherer witnessed millions of us paying money to run in place, they would assume our society was suffering from a collective delusion. So why do we subject ourselves to this? Ancient humans lived what we might call the everything day. Their daily routine of staying alive functioned as a comprehensive, full-body workout, without anyone ever mapping out a routine. Procuring water meant hauling heavy jugs miles across uneven terrain. Building a fire meant chopping and carrying wood. Securing shelter involved dragging large stones and branches into place. Nobody set aside 45 minutes for cardio, and there was no concept of a leg day. The wilderness naturally provided a balanced distribution of physical resistance, just to get from sunrise to sunset. Hunter-gatherers never intentionally exercised. Their robust physical health was the unavoidable byproduct of navigating a world packed with natural friction. Look at this mid-century workspace. Industrialization and corporate office culture systematically packed humans into rigid rows, confining our bodies to stationary, indoor postures for hours on end. From there, we accelerated. We built elevators to replace stairs, cars to replace walking, and delivery apps to summon dinner right to our doors, stripping away the last bits of physical friction from our daily schedules. When you remove that daily physical stress, the human body adapts by conserving energy. It dissolves muscle tissue it assumes you no longer need, and slowly molds your posture to match the shape of your office chair. Modern humans did not suddenly become lazy. We successfully engineered a world that no longer requires our physical bodies to operate it, leaving our ancient biological systems with nothing to do. Here is the biological loophole that makes modern fitness necessary. Your muscles, joints, and lungs are blind to context. They have no idea if you are dragging a hunted deer through the snow or doing a bicep curl. These chunks of iron prove how simple the biological equation actually is. Your nervous system only responds to mechanical tension, regardless of whether that tension comes from a survival scenario or a crude hunk of metal. The modern gym functions as a mandatory biological simulation, providing the specific tension required to keep a sedentary body from deteriorating. Once Greg realizes the modern world doesn't force Dave to lift logs or chase rabbits for dinner, the indoor weight room starts to make perfect biological sense to him. To be clear, escaping the harsh reality of the wilderness is a victory. Modern conveniences like hospitals, clean drinking water, and the ability to work on a laptop instead of foraging for berries keep us alive longer than ever. The goal of understanding our ancient biology is not to abandon civilization and return to the woods. It is to intelligently offset the comforts we've built. But Dave has fallen into a specific modern trap. He contains all of his physical exertion within a single, intense 60-minute window at the gym, and then remains static for the rest of the day. Physiologists simply call this the 23-hour problem. A short burst of heavy activity is great, but it cannot entirely overwrite the metabolic damage of sitting motionless in a car, at a desk, and on a couch for the remaining 23 hours. Treating fitness as an isolated daily chore is an incomplete biological strategy if your surrounding environment remains totally static. Your body thrives on consistent daily movement. Enter Sarah. She skips the intense indoor gym sessions, but she actively injects low-level friction into her entire day. She takes the stairs, carries her groceries by hand, and walks every chance she gets. In a highly automated world designed to make everything effortless, intentionally choosing the path of most physical resistance is the secret to replicating ancient human health. Move continuously throughout the whole day, because you are biologically required to, not just because it's time for a workout.